What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Ball to Bowl series. As y'all know by now, Ball to Bowl is an opportunity for come home to sit down with real men, talk about real things. Today is no different. We have a special guest with us, my man Brenton, straight out of the ATL, Georgia. Brent, what's up, man? Talk to the people. Give the people a quick introduction, man.
Like you mentioned before, my name is Brenton Shelton. I'm actually from Marietta, Georgia. Marietta, where it's better. I grew up here. I'm actually a fireman in the city of Atlanta too. So I claim the West Side Zone 1, Fire Station 22.
No doubt. Brenton, being from the A, quick question, man. Being from the A, you guys are like Marietta, where it's better, but having the A kind of, right beside y'all. It's a place of a lot of culture, right? Y'all really known for music, really known for, I want to say Hollywood, but it's a big like theater entertainment kind of with Tyler Perry setting up his studios there. So there's a lot of movies being shot there as well.
Right.
And I think there's also fashion. It's just a big culture hub. What does it feel like to be a part of that? What does it feel like?
It's great. It's kind of funny how it came about, because like when I was younger, it was always East Coast, West Coast. Like the South wasn't really on the map yet. But like to see from like 96 and then you go to 06, like I'm in high school, like Atlanta's on the map, and then go off to college and it's like, oh, you from Atlanta? Everybody's like, oh, you from Atlanta and stuff. It's a great feeling to be from down here. I get, like you mentioned, some would consider it like Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
The Black Hollywood of the South. Yeah. I'm definitely proud to be from where I'm from.
No doubt. And man, that's a perfect segue into this next question, man. The brand is called Come Home, and we love to talk to men and every guest we have on the episodes about what that idea or the concept of home means to them. We're kind of just getting into like you being proud from being from the area, but tell us more about the idea of home. When you hear the word home, what memories does that bring back for you, bro?
Home is just like the place you're able to thrive. I was fortunate, me and my brother were fortunate. Our family, like our parents, like they've always been that foundation. Like if we ever needed anything, you know what I'm saying? Like they always just allowed us they were always like a solid resource for us to, get what we needed, get where we needed to go. But home to me is just, that foundation that you need to be able to thrive and be successful in life.
No doubt. And coming from the A, man, or Marietta, are you a big Hawks fan, Braves fan, Falcons fan? All three? Talk to me.
All love them. The Braves probably my favorite. Actually, I take that back. The Atlanta Braves, Atlanta United, they're the ones that got championships. So they go above everybody else. Football is probably my favorite sport. So I got to claim the Falcons. And the Hawks, when they good, I'm in there, and then they kind of struggling right now. So, but yeah, the A through and through. I also went to. I'm not sure if Cam ever told you, but I went to Clemson. So Clemson sports, Clemson football. Yeah.
Y'all had an off year this year, right? A bit.
Yeah. It was it was a rough year, but we won 2 championships in the last 5 years. So like I'm not sweating it. Like,
not tripping. You think y'all be back next year?
I don't know, man. It may be a couple off seasons before we get back to where we were.
Yeah.
But that's sports.
Absolutely. No doubt. That's what's up, man. Before we get to your hair loss story, we talked about music, movies, sports. I do gotta get your answer to who are your top 2 acts when it comes to music coming out of the A? There's so much great music coming out of the A. What would you say are like, these 2 are your top 2 acts?
top two, like it's tough. It's very tough.
You can give three. You can give three if that makes it easier.
I would say Jeezy, Gucci, and like one of my all-time favorites is Pastor Troy. A lot of people think he's like the crunk star or whatever, but his first two albums, if you ever listen to him, like nobody could tell a story like Pastor Troy. Like his first two albums were, man, it got me through high school essentially.
No doubt, no doubt. I'm gonna go back and check out some of them older albums with Pastor Troy for sure. That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt, no doubt. Shout out to the A and everything that's going on in the A down there for sure, man.
Oh, yeah.
But Brenton, man, enough of the small talk, bro. You know why we're here, man. You know what I'm saying? Today I can see you killing it, rocking the ball head as all the brothers that we represent up here on this brand. But we gotta take it back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta understand your story. So take us back, bro, whether it's middle school, high school, and talk to me about the kind of hair you had growing up, man. And let's get into that story.
Okay. All right. So the funny thing about this actually is that I've been home. I grew up rocking the ball fade, like real low on the top. So I've essentially always been used to, having or less hair on my head than most people. But it probably really wasn't until I went to college that I decided to change it up. Just started getting an even cut and just had the wave spinning, and that's when I really realized, like, dang, like I could have been rocking this jump for a minute. But
so wait, what about college made you want to switch it up, bro? Do you remember?
No, I really don't. Like growing up in elementary school, middle school, I always had a low cut. High school, people, waves were in, but none of it. I was never moved by it.
Yeah.
Until I don't know what it was. I just got to college and bought me a do-rag, had that brush, and I don't know what, like, once it developed, it was like, oh man, I feel like I missed out a lot, but at the same time, like, this is how I've always identified myself in the first place. So
okay, so you're in college, the waves are spinning now, you know what I'm saying? Are you still kind of with the fade? So is it like kind of fade on the side and mostly waves up here, or are you spinning 360?
It was they were mostly on the top, and the top and in the back. But it was like a even cut, so it was even all around. So yeah, basically, yeah, they were the toughest on the top.
Yes, sir. No doubt, no doubt. And do you recall at that time, like, people noticing them and saying, because back in the day coming up, it was like a wave battle. Like, you would see the homie with the crazy 360s. So was it? Did people know you and notice you for your waves?
It was my clique. Like we all kind of, we had the little competition or whatever. We ended up cutting our own hair and stuff like that. So it was whoever, who had the straightest line and the toughest waves, you know what I'm saying, after you got a cut.
You gotta love that. All right, so you're in college, you're killing the waves, you're doing your thing with the crew. Keep walking me through the story now. Like, how long is it until you notice something ain't right here?
Okay, so I would say around like my senior year, you could, in the corners, like you could start seeing stuff recede a little bit. And I guess it probably around like 20, that was like 22, 23. And then around probably like 24, 25, like I started thinning out like on the top.
Ooh, okay.
And basically, like, once that happened, I was like, all right, like I'm gonna go back to what I know. And I just started just rocking a straight ball.
So
basically,
you said you had a brother. Is your brother bald too? Did he lose his hair?
My brother has all the hair.
Wow. What about your father?
Yeah.
Same.
Me and my dad are similar. My dad is he's basically been I can't remember when he started. It was probably in his maybe 40s or something. But we essentially we skin our heads all the way down basically.
Okay, so you 24, 25, you got you see the hairline kind of thinning, and then relatively soon after that, you also start thinning at the top here.
Just right here in the top, yeah.
And you're at that point, you're pretty comfortable immediately going back down to the low cut. Did you try anything before you went back down to the low cut?
I won't lie. I tried some products. I think maybe do grow. I had a can of the African Royale, the castor oil. But I mean, I tried it, nothing helped. So it was just you know what, I'm not gonna do this to myself. I'm gonna just go back to what I know.
Did your was there friends or family noticing the hairline or the thinning at all, or do you feel like it was just personally you only dealing with it?
No, yeah, I definitely especially the more I let my hair grow, that's when it was more noticeable. So it was just oh yeah, I need to go ahead and just keep this low.
And what about
I think
now go ahead.
Oh, I think when it was when people notice it too, it's oh yes, it's about time. It's about time to get rid of this.
Did you find yourself at all going to hats at any point in time to cover it up, or did you make the transition back to a low cut before you needed to do that?
I always wore hats. Okay. I to this day. That's always been a part of my wardrobe, I would say.
So the reason I asked you that, bro, is because I dealt with hair loss from say 2013 is when I really noticed it. I'm going into I think it was New Year's 2013, going into 2014 is when I really noticed. And for the next 3 years, I mean, I because I wasn't ready to come home, bro. Like my dad's not bald, so I didn't ever expect to lose my hair. So I fought it for a long time, bro. And I mean, my joint was bad. My hairline was fine though. It was just right here. So really, if I was talking to a woman and she's not taller than me, which most women aren't, they couldn't tell I was losing my hair, right? It was only unless but if I was sitting down and people are walking by, I'm self-conscious, trying to hide it and stuff. So I found myself wearing a lot of hats, regularly trying to cover it up because I was so embarrassed about it. And it took me, again, almost 3 years before I was like, yo, all right, I need it. And I took your route too. I also, at some point, I started doing a lower cut, but I was still I was still so self-conscious about it, bro. I would go to the barbershop, I'll get a low cut, and I would put a hat on still. I would pay for a fresh cut and I'll wear a hat the next day. That's how bad it was for me, man. So that's why I asked you if how the hats played into your situation at all.
Yeah, hats are almost a go-to. It's just it's a good look for me. I think it's a good look basically, but I love a good just trucker snapback.
Yeah.
With the mesh. That's especially in the summertime. That's one of my go-tos.
No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. So you kind of hear some things from some people. So you go back to the low cut, or did you go immediately? Did you come home immediately? Did you just go back to the lower fade?
I just basically had some clippers and just took the guard off and just went all the way.
Wow. Yeah. So tell me how you made a decision to do that. Did it take a couple of days? You're like, hey, I think I'm gonna do this, and you planned out what day you're gonna do it? You just wake up one day, it was like, yo, I'm tired of this, and just did it. How did that kind of manifest itself?
Basically, it was just I just ended up doing it because at one point in college, when the waves were spinning, I was giving myself a cut and line myself up in the back. I took the guard off, to line myself up. And then I saw a spot on the back of my head I missed and forgot to put the guard back on and cut this huge hole in the back of my head. So that at one point, like I came home before I was ready to. I had to cut all my hair off basically. We were school was just about to start. We had the parade of athletes against Florida State, and the athletes first game of the season. All the athletes go out on the field, kind of like all the athletes they go march around the field before the game starts, or whatever. So I had there was no way I was going to go out in the field with this hole in the back of my head. So I had to cut all my hair off. Essentially, just reverting back to that. That's all I did really. It wasn't that it was big. That was a big deal then, but coming back to it, I guess it happened around the same time for me, like 2014-ish, 2013, 2014. Mm-hmm. I was just like, all right, it's time to let it go. So I just cut it off.
Bro, after you came home and you had peeped it, well, let's take it back. When you did it for the athletes parade, you messed it up, so you decided to shave it all the way off. How did you feel about that time when you saw yourself bald for the first time? What was that feeling?
Well, it had probably been like maybe 3 years since I had like a real low cut. And at the same time, at the time, like I was just like, I mean, it's like I'm used to this, but it's different. Like I like what I had before, so I'm definitely gonna grow it back and get these waves back. But it wasn't that big of a deal because I spent so much of my life like prior to that, used to that kind of cut.
Now, what about the reaction from other people though? When you all of a sudden you got a bald head now, you're an athlete.
So like my homies, they all I call it hell because first of all it's really a bigger deal than I'm making it because I had the top, like the waves were so nice, like I basically walked around with a do-rag. Like what am I gonna do? We had our like first meeting. I was on the track team. We had our first team meeting probably like Thursday. And I think that the game was on Saturday, and like all my homies knew about it. All my roommates, we all ran track together. So I went to the meeting with the do-rag on. Somebody tried to call me out. It was like, Coach, why you let Brenton in here with his do-rag? And I was just like, oh hell no. Like he trying to air me out right now. Luckily my coach didn't say anything. So like at that moment, I was like, okay, I got to cut this off. So I went back to the crib, like just cut it all off. I was like, dang, it was really a bigger deal than I tried to make it out to be.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So you cut the whole thing off, and you feel like you're looking at it, you're like, yo, okay, like it's different. And you said you wanted to grow, you wanted to grow it back after that, but were like other students looking at you with the bald head any differently? What were their reaction to the bald head now?
No, I don't really remember any major reactions. It was a summertime too. Summertime in South Carolina is hot, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And it's not like, because I think it was like my sophomore year, so it's not like people really knew, like people from before college, like they knew this me, but like people in college, like it was like it may have been some different reactions, but I don't really recall it being a super big deal.
Okay.
The bigger deal was just the hole I had in the back of my head. So after that, like it was just like, okay, I just cut all my hair off. That's all good.
All right. So fast forward back to the day, you were like, okay, I've been dealing with the hair, got to lose some thinning hair, my hairline. I'm going to go ahead and come home. So is it, you go to the barber shop, or you said you did it yourself. So you just wake up one morning and it's like, all right, it's time. You come home and Yeah, at this point, I'm sure you decided like, hey, I'm not going back, right? You're shaving, thinking like I'm gonna be bald now. So once you get that shave and you've now like you're ready to embrace, being bald. What was that feeling like? Was it easy because you had been home a couple years ago, or did that take an adjusted to as well?
It wasn't for me. It wasn't an adjustment. Like I said, growing up, like I had basically already been accustomed to this hairstyle. So, I mean, I just shaved it and never looked back, basically.
Nice. So today, talk to us about what you're doing now, bro, to kind of like to maintain the look. What's your routine now to make sure that you're keeping it clean?
I would say I shave like maybe every 2 or 3 days. I have I got the typical, the Andes, the T outliner.
Oh, of course.
And then I recently just bought I don't know if you heard of Freedom Grooming.
I have, yep.
They have a shaver.
Mm-hmm.
Cam she got me this for Christmas. And basically like if you don't let it grow too much, like you hit it every morning for about 2 or 3 minutes, like it gets it pretty close.
Nice.
And then I have a razor. I probably shave with like a razor and shaving cream maybe like three or four times a year. Just like special occasions, really. But yeah, outside of that, I shave probably like at the longest I'll go might be 3 days, but really every like 2 to 3 days.
So, bro, let me ask you this, man. One thing when I came home that I thought surprised me was the level of maintenance required, right? Like, I didn't expect, when I had waves, obviously I would, that sport wave, plus my hair do-rag, but I wasn't going I was going to the barbershop, like, at first every 2 weeks. And then that's, especially when I started losing my hair, I was going like every week because I needed to like make sure people couldn't see the bald spot. But in general, it was, every week or every 2 weeks. But you come home, you go bald, and now you have like you're shaving multiple times a week. And it's like, I didn't expect it to be more work. So tell me about how you felt about that when you first realized, like, I got to shave every other day.
I would consider myself kind of lazy sometimes, and that's also like I wear hats. So if I slip up and it's like something going on, it's like, oh damn, I got time to shave. No, let me just throw this hat on real quick. But yeah, it is it can be tedious. You definitely have to make time to shave. Yeah.
That's something, bro, that I feel like I'm still trying to get used to. I still haven't got used to shaving multiple times a day. So I'm with you. Like, I'm quick to throw on the hat. It's day 3. I'm like, I got time to shave. I'm throwing on a hat. And I may be wearing a hat if I'm outside for the next 3 days until I'm ready to shave again. So that's something that definitely surprised me about coming home. One other thing that surprised me, bro, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, is nowadays that I'm bald, I meet a woman, man, whoever. And it's funny. They're like, "Oh, you look good, bald. I can't even imagine you with hair." And I always think it's funny that people like think like, "Oh, like you had hair in the past." I'm like, "Of course I had hair. I wasn't born bald." But it seems like today that the look is in maybe more than ever before. I feel like I get a lot of compliments. I'm starting to see a lot of other guys embrace it. What's your take on like the look right now? Are you noticing more people rocking it? Do you feel like you get more attention with it now? Do you feel like and personally, I feel like it's having a renaissance. The bald look is having like a renaissance right now. What's your take on it?
I think I think it's embraced a lot more than it used to be. But at the same time, some men probably, I mean, it is a big thing for a lot of people, especially if you didn't really, grow up rocking a low cut or something. Like you see a lot of people still, rock what Beijing and all that stuff. Like it's I guess to each their own. But I think a lot of people are embracing it these days. Especially, I mean, and you see a lot of famous men are bald. So it's definitely more accepted than it was in the past, I would say.
No doubt, no doubt. So, bro, I want to take us into the back half of the interview now, man. Like, we got a couple, about 4 or 5 questions I want to ask you. And, the last 2 are going to get kind of deep. So, you'll have some time to think about those. But the first 3 are pretty chill. So you've already mentioned several times that, you're good to throw on a hat. Actually, I can answer this question for you because I feel like you already answered this question. You said that your go-to hat is the snapback trucker hat. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Any particular brand, any particular color?
No, I got a bunch. So it's just whatever goes with the fit. I got navy blue, black, orange, anything whatever goes with the outfit. Basically, I have a bunch of them.
Okay, no doubt, no doubt.
The only thing I'll say though is like being bald and wearing, especially like snapbacks or truckers in the summertime. I've noticed I get like real bad tan lines on my forehead. So that's something I've never really experienced before, but now it's just like, wow. So
yeah.
I especially in the summertime, I'm more conscious about when and where I'm gonna wear a hat. Cause to me it's a classic look. But like sitting out at the pool or something, you got the shades on and your snapback. You just cooling and vibing, and you come inside, take it off, and you got this circle on your head. It's something I've had to get used to, but I'm definitely a fan of the snapback.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Next question here, bro. We talked a little bit about your grooming routine already, but if you had to say your number one grooming product, again, it could be cologne, it could be exfoliator, or whatever it may be, what would you say is your favorite grooming product?
I would say I'm a fan of this Freedom Grooming Shaver. It keeps everything close. It's not as close as your traditional shave razor and shaving cream, but it does a pretty good job.
And you said Cam got that for you for Christmas. Were you looking for a shaver? Were you like, I need something new, or was it just
kind of? Yeah, because before that I was just using the Andes T Edger, and that it's decent. It's not gonna get you clean. So I have been seeing that on Instagram, and I was just like, I wonder if this thing really works.
Yeah.
And she copped it for me, and my maybe the first use I was kind of skeptical, but I realized that you can't if you use this every day, then that's when it's the best. But if you let your hair grow too much, I gotta knock it down with the Andes and then come behind it with that. So but it's definitely a good investment.
And with that, are you wet shaving or dry shaving?
Dry shave. I dry shave.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Next question here, bro. We've talked about how, we feel like there may be a renaissance right now. Something's going on where people are embracing the bald look more and more today, which is super dope. But we can't have that or talk about that without talking about the people who kind of laid the groundwork for this to happen, right? So we talk about some of the legends who've come before us that rocked the bald look and made us confident and made us feel like, okay, yeah, he did it. Oh, I can pull this off too. So if you had to think about the 4 most iconic bald men that you would put on the Mount Rushmore of the bald men that kind of laid the foundation for us, what 4 would you put up there, bro?
Okay. I would say definitely Tupac. He probably one of the first people at me as a kid, in the 90s, okay, he got the low cut. Okay. I would say people always tell me I look like Keegan Michael Key. So he Obviously he would have to go on mine. Jeezy. I'm a big Jeezy fan. And the fourth one. Ooh. I'll say Common or Boris Kojo.
Nice. That's a good list, man. But Keegan Michael Pills, that's the first time I've heard this one. So that's a really good addition to the list right there. That's a dope addition to the list.
People, I get that all this. People always, I'll never forget. I was out in Clemson one weekend. Some random dude was just like, "Hey man, you look like Keegan Michael Key." I was like, "Who is that?" He's like, "You watch the show Key and Peele?" I was like, "No, I don't even know what that is." And that's how I started watching the show. Somebody told me I look like him. I was just like, "Wow!" And ever since then, I get that all the time.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's an awesome 4 right there for sure. You really gave us 5, but we'll let it slide. Let it slide.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right, bro. We're gonna get down to the final 2 questions here, man. Like I told you, these questions get a little bit deep. That's why we love to end the conversation with them. So this next question is, we're building this platform for a couple of reasons, but one of them include to assist guys who are dealing with hair loss to kind of hear stories from men like us who have been through it and kind of shed some light on, what it feels like to be on the other side. So if you know somebody's watching this right now, they're still dealing with hair loss, what's the kind of advice you would give them, bro?
Just be confident. Like your hair really doesn't make you any better or worse. It's you. I mean, you are already you. You know what I'm saying? So you be your best self, man. Like your hair, whether you have it or you don't, man. Like you are. You're the reason for your own success. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your hair really doesn't make you, man.
Talk about it. Last question here, dog. Come home, the brand. We talk about it from a hair loss perspective. You losing your hair, come home, man. Just go ahead and give it up. But we spell it in French, COMME space HOMME, because in French, it translates to English to mean like a man or as a man. And the whole idea of the brand is to help people embrace their natural evolution. And when I think about what it means to be a man today in 2022, I think about how much what I thought, it means to be a man has changed over time, from growing up in the 90s and just watching TV and hip hop videos and just being around the kind of media stimulation that I was put in front of me, what I thought it meant to be a man then and what I think it means to be a man now. So I've gotten older. I want to ask you, bro, personally, what does it mean to you to be a man today in 2022?
Just confident, and to stand by your word. Really just being solid, just being a foundation for people that you care about, or not don't even have to be people you care about, just people in general, just being someone that can be counted on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean that's basically how I identify myself. You don't you don't necessarily like so much is put on, like, possessions and your look and all that stuff that people identify with being like a good person. You honestly you don't need any of that. You just need to know yourself and be there for others that may not know themselves.
Wow. So you tap into authenticity there and also accountability. You know what I'm saying? And you talk about being solid and and being 10 toes down. And I think that's something that, like, as you grow up, as you get older as a man, you start to realize it's really not about me. It's more so about everybody else. What can I do, again, like you said, to be a foundation to everybody else, to be a good steward to everybody else, to be a good leader amongst my peers, amongst everybody else. All those things, I think you learn as you get older. But I feel like growing up, especially in the 90s, we weren't necessarily shown that. in the media. You know,
Right.
if I was shown, oh, you need to have as many women as possible. You need to be dominant. You can't show emotions, all these different things. And now,
Mhm.
like, I feel like I get to the point in life where I'm trying to unlearn some of these things that I learned, kind of coming up. So it's good to hear you touch on some of those things, specifically some of the things that we have to kind of that we gain and gather as we get older as men, specifically in this society in America, man.
Right. Yes, sir.
Bro, if anybody's watching this right now today, they watch this episode and they love what you had to say and they want to tap in with you on social media, is there any way they can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Great Brenton 23. It's great GREAT _ Brenton 23. And that's all I use really is Instagram.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Y'all heard it here first. I'll tap in with my man. If his story gave you some insight, something that you feel like you can really hit home with you, definitely tap in with my man on IG. Brenton, another great episode of Ball to Board. I appreciate you. I got one favor I need to ask you. I know you know some other ball man somewhere in Marietta where it's better, or it's in the A. If you know them, tell them I need to tap in with them as well and get them up here on the next episode. You heard me?
I got you.
My man.
For
Y'all,
sure.
thank y'all for tuning in as usual. As I always say, y'all stay bold, and we catch y'all on the next episode.